Men om du elsker eller hader Call of Duty, så kan der ikke være nogen tvivl om, at det er blevet et globalt fænomen med over 200 millioner solgte kopier. Og nu så drager de altså ud i rummet. Siden det første Call of Duty udkom tilbage i 2003, der har spilserien fokuseret på soldater nede på landjorden. Men nu skal det altså være anderledes, fordi nu skal vi op i det ydre rum. Og det er ikke alle, der har været lige tilfredse med det.
This place isn't yours anymore.
I think what we saw when we started to hear some concerns from our fan base, what you see there is you see the love and the dedication of our fan base to Call of Duty. They want it, they want it every year, and they don't want anyone to sort of destroy the thing that they love. And we knew from the beginning that it was in known danger of being changed for the worse. That we could give everybody that classic Call of Duty gameplay that they know and they love, and also to give them some interesting new takes on wrinkles on that core Call of Duty gameplay loop. So you're going to have plenty of missions that take place on the ground. Many of them take place on Earth, or they take place on different planetoids or moons in our solar system. But you also have a unique opportunity to take that classic Call of Duty gameplay loop, which is flanking enemies, taking cover, all of that, but to transpose it into zero-G. You still see where your enemies are, you still get to flank them, but now you use this grapple mechanic to flank them above them, below them, to the side. It really disorients them, and it's a way that you can feel tactical and feel smart, but ultimately it still retains all of that great Call of Duty feel that everybody loves.
Noget som Call of Duty er begyndt med at gøre mere og mere, det er at bruge store Hollywood-navne i deres historiedel. Men hvorfor gør det det? Er det bare for at kunne tiltrække ekstra folk på de store navne, eller er det noget helt andet?
You know, we're lucky enough in the same way that Call of Duty is so big that our fans are as passionate as they are, and they care as much as they do. In that same way, you have a lot of people in the world of sports and film who are also giant Call of Duty fans and who want to participate in it and feel honored by being a part of this thing that they feel a great affinity for. So in the case of Conor McGregor, you know, he's played hundreds of hours of Call of Duty in between training sessions for the MMA, and he was the sweetest guy in the world. He was excited to be part of the game. We wrote a character specifically tailored to what he could bring to the role, and I think fans are gonna love that. Kit Harington is the same thing. He's a big fan of the series, and so he was honored to take part in it and to sort of be part of this great lineage of these games. And you know, he loved the material, he loved the character, and he loved, in the same way that we as creators look for ways that we can push ourselves further, he looked for a way that he could push himself further and take on a role that was a little bit outside the norm of what he's normally cast for. So he was excited about the challenge, we were excited to have him, and he was great.
Men hvordan er det egentlig at være en af dem, der lægger navn til spillet? Gør det kun for pengenes skyld? Og hvad er egentlig det sværeste ved at være med i et spil, frem for en mere traditionel medie som film eller tv-serie?
Some interesting thoughts about this. I'm sure we both do in different ways. You know, I've had the pleasure of working on Call of Duty, many iterations of the versions of this franchise. You know, and it's amazing to be the guy who's sort of voicing and being the physical representation of the first time that Infinity Ward has had a voice and a face for the character. And what's kind of different about this whole thing is as you're shooting these things, you know, we shot all this stuff together. We shot it like a movie. We shot it like a television show. When you see scenes that have 5 of our lead characters in them, the 5 of us were on set together, and we were shooting those scenes, much like the way you saw them. But what's missing from those scenes is we don't build the sets, and we don't wear costumes. We wear motion capture
We're not
costumes.
on location.
And we're not holding real weapons. And so as you're, you know, it's kind of interesting, as you're shooting this stuff, what's fun about making a video game is it's a lot like, you know, when many of us were kids, we had that unadulterated, uninhibited sense of imagination, sense of pretend. In many ways, this is sort of an adult version of all of that.
Yeah, you really, you know, it's kind of funny in the way that you would designate areas for one thing, and you kind of, as a kid, would have to commit to memory what meant what as you were playing, and we have to do the same thing. We're given, they've got a camera that actually goes around the room, and we all look on the screen, and it shows in real time what the environment will look like in the game. So you're shown what the window looks like, or where a desk is, or where something else is, and none of that is actually in the room. So they kind of give you you get your bearings. You look around.
It's a virtual camera, and it's mapped to the geo of the actual set that's intended to be used. So we put an Apple box or a piece of a wooden wall or a door frame, and that's a touch point, a physical touch point for us as we're shooting. But if you look through the virtual camera, you see some version of what the player is going to see in the game, which is really a remarkable part of the process.
To be honest, it was nice, real nice to be in something that's this classy, and that when you mention the word Call of Duty, even Paul Rubens was telling me the same thing in our interview about the movie, that when you mention you're in Call of Duty, everyone goes, whoa! They just light up. So I think it's a nice career move. And it keeps me, I think, current with the kids, even though it's 18. But there's a lot of 18-year-olds out there that haven't seen Baywatch or haven't seen Knight Rider. You know, maybe saw SpongeBob, but now they're going to be Call of Duty fans. And I think it's going to open up a new career for me. I hope to make it into a movie, and we'll see. But right now, it's just the beginnings, you know. We've done the show. Promotion so far has been phenomenal, and the reaction's been phenomenal. And the fact that it's different than Infinite Warfare and different than the other two segments of the show, that it's more fun. It takes place in an amusement park. I get to play a DJ. I get to give out some pretty important clues, and that they allowed me to do it my own way.
Indslaget det er ved at runde af, men før du går, bliv her nu, seriøst, jeg mener det, du vil ikke fortryde det. Så vil jeg gerne vide, hvad du synes omkring det. Skulle de fortsætte med at lave noget mere rum, eller skal de gå i en helt anden retning, og hvilken retning skulle det så være? Skulle det være en eller anden helt ny krig, man aldrig rigtig har hørt om, eller skal det være mere 2. verdenskrig, eller mere moderne krigsførsel? Hvad synes du? Og for lige at sådan sweeten the deal, så har vi en konkurrence, hvor du kan vinde en kopi af spillet til PlayStation 4 med autografer for alle dem, jeg har mødt i dag. Så det tror jeg bliver rigtig fedt. Se hvordan du kan vinde den helt præcis hernede under, og så ses vi bare næste gang.